following is a Rogers Sports presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Brampton Centre for Sports and Entertainment. I'm Mike Hancock, and this is OHL Primetime on Rogers Sports. Now, the Brampton Battalion and the Barrie Colts hook up in the second half of a home-and-home series, which kicked off last night in Barrie, and the Colts were victorious by a score of 3-2 on the strength of a one-goal, one-assist performance from former Brampton defenseman Tyler Hanchuk. Now, the Brampton Battalion have dropped 3 in a row and have seen themselves slip a little bit further away from a playoff spot, as they now also trail the London Knights, but they trail the Owen Sound Attack by 4 points for the 8th and final playoff spot in the Western Conference. So it's been a very tough week for the Brampton Battalion, and they will try to turn things around this afternoon when they welcome home former goaltender David Chant and former defenseman Tyler Hanchuk. Doug Anderson and Sam Cosentino will call this afternoon's game.
Hammer, thanks very much. The house lights starting to come back on. Sammy, you know, we've talked about ending this slide. We talked about the fact that they went through a 5-game winning streak at home, but have lost the last 2 that we've seen on OHL Primetime. This is a big one this afternoon, and this could have playoff implications.
Oh, no question about it. And the thing about the Brampton Battalion, this is their second game in a week's time in which they've played a team that's had a very tough stretch of games. The Barrie Colts enter this afternoon's game having played their 4th game in just under 5 days. So, a very tough stretch for the Barrie Colts. We had a situation like that when Ottawa was in town last week, when Ottawa had traveled pretty much across the province, finally ending up in Brampton to end a 4-game road trip. The Battalion couldn't take advantage of the 67s on that date. They'll have to do it here this afternoon against the 5th-ranked team in the CHL, the Barrie Colts.
And there is former Battalion David Chant, the OHL's leading goaltender. And boy, as a free agent going into the NHL draft, he's just got to be licking his chops right now. The best season of his career.
And we talked about this trade in some previous broadcasts. You see Brad Topping getting the start between the pipes, a 17-year-old for Brampton. We'll touch on that trade a little later in this hockey game.
Topping got a piece of that one as it hit a few bodies in front. Farquharson back to Platil. Flash back on the ice. Loose puck in the crease. They can't shovel it home. Whistle's blown down. Looks like we're going to get a cross-checking call.
And their bodies flying everywhere in front of Brad Topping. And you know, the Brampton defenders decided to lay back in their own zone for just a little while.
Flash will go to the far side. Fry and Flash behind the net. Frya battling with Flash, still has the puck. McSwain there as well. Back to the point. Reitz lets it go, scores!
Well, Dougie, there you have it. A couple of Barrie Colts players in front of the net. Nicky Lee's in there as well as Shane Frya. So creating all sorts of havoc for Brad Topping. And once the puck got back to the point for Reitz, he just fired it at the net. I don't think Topping saw it at all. And that, in their 3rd chance on the power play, Barrie finally gets on the board, and it's a 1-0 hockey game.
Harrison ahead for Sebastian Savage. Savage going wide. Still has the puck. Cuts to the front of the net. Tries to tuck it in the short side. Chant stacks the pads. And the game remains at 1-0 Barrie. From Steve Farquharson. Down. Tries to get his way around Flash. Does so. Feeds it out in front. Farquharson couldn't bang it out of midair. They score! Platil from a sharp angle gets it past Brad Topping to make it 2-0 Barrie.
Well, Dougie, an odd man rush ensued, and that forced the Brampton forwards to come back and ultimately come too deep in its own zone. And as a result, the puck goes back to the point where Jan Platil has a free shot at the net, and he makes no mistake about it. As we get another look at it, you see down, carry it down low. Now all the forwards have collapsed back. You'll see 4 players down beneath the face-off circle. That allows a wide open shot from the point. Platil buries it, no mistake about it. And Platil has picked up his 9th goal of the season. The Colts now lead it 2-0.
In front of the Colts bench, Hughes will tip it ahead. Krebs can't get it away, bumps into Hughes, and that one's cleared along the boards by Darryl Thompson. Lees has it, back for Thompson, top of the slot. That scores! Put it through the legs of Topping. Didn't cross the line until Nick Lees tapped it home. A 3-0 Barrie lead.
Well, Dougie, things just keep getting worse for the Brampton Battalion, and I'll tell you what, this is a play that breaks down at the blue line. Mike Luby tries to pinch in on the play. Well, Thompson gets by him, and all of a sudden it's a 3-on-1 for the Colts. Lees has it. He sends it back to Thompson, who puts it at the net. The puck comes free. Lees is there to bang it home and picks up the goal, and just like that, it's a 3-0 hockey game. A minute and 4 seconds after Barrie had made it 2-0 to score. Now 3-0, and you see Luby get peeled up off the ice after being checked hard and ultimately coughing up the puck at the Brampton blue line.
Puck comes loose in Savage's pass. It goes awry, and Reitz is back to pick it up. Here's our first fight of the game. This is Grant Buckley and Shane Frya. Frya with a couple of overhand rights, and he drops Grant Buckley and lands right on top of him.
The two got mixed up in front of Brad Topping, and Buckley was holding the stick of Frya. As he finally let it go, the play had moved well into the Barrie zone, at which point Buckley challenged Frya to drop the gloves. He accepted, and the two exchanged a few punches. Now both of them will sit down for at least 5 apiece. Credited to Blaine Down.
Back to the point. This is Flash. He lets it go right on. Chant loses sight of it. 3 Battalion on the doorstep, and nobody comes away with the puck. Chant covers up nicely. A little bit of pushing and shoving after the play as Bonus and Platil come together.
I don't think we've seen the last of the fisticuffs in this hockey game. It's really starting to get underway right now.
2 16-year-olds, Crombeen and Robinson, throwing toe-to-toe. And Chad Robinson with 2 big overhand rights. Look at Crombeen trying to hold off, and he throws a huge hook. Both players going down. Crombeen pulls them back up. Robinson with the big rights. Both kids get their throws in. Crombeen just holds that right back out and hammers away at Robinson.
Oh, baby, it's starting to pick up now. B.J. Crombeen, the #1 pick for the Barrie Colts out of Newmarket, decides to drop him with Chad Robinson, who's no stranger to the penalty box, and these two will continue to exchange words as they head to the box. And Dougie, all the bitterness left over from last night is really starting to come out here in the second period.
Shannon dumped at center. Here's an open shot. Hughes rifles it, and that goes over top of the net. Brent Hughes had time. David Chant is hurt down on the ice. I think someone landed on Chant in that melee in front when Hughes stepped into the slap shot.
Brent Hughes has run into a streak of bad luck. The Brampton Battalion registered just 3 shots on goal in the first period yesterday against Barrie. One of those shots, a Brent Hughes post. And here he gets a wide open opportunity right at the top of the faceoff circle. The puck comes free, has all day to step into it. It wires it just wide over the glove of Chant and behind the net.
Well, hopefully we'll get a look at that one more time, Sammy, because you watch the puck come into Brent Hughes' feet. He went from winding up to having to pull his stick down to his body, almost like when you hook a drive when you're golfing. Watch him. He had to pull it in, and he almost lost balance and fired it over top of the net.
Well, that's an opportunity I'm sure he'd love to have back.
Tries to one-time it past David Chant and ripped it over top of the net.
Speaking of Chant, he remains down on the ice. The Whitby, Ontario native, free agent, having a sensational year here in the OHL, leading this club to what is now ranked 5th in the Canadian Hockey League.
You know, we talk about the Brampton Battalion coming off a 5-game home unbeaten streak. You know, one of the longest consecutive game winning streaks this year, or actually the longest this year in the O, is the Barrie Colts. They had a 10-game span in late November, early December.
And that's what's vaulted them to the top of the standings. Another reasons why, well, you got to look at it right here. Blaine Down added a goal here this afternoon to give him 50 points on the season. Shane Frya has also chipped in with an assist. He's moved up just a little bit. Joey Tenuta is a scratch for this afternoon's game. Fraser Clare left that first period after taking the shot in the ankle. He has returned, however, and has registered 34 points in 48 Colts games this season.
So Paulo Koliakovo comes in to the game for the Colts. He'll move between the pipes Chant helped off to the dressing room. Koliakovo from Mississauga, Ontario.
He was picked up by Barrie in a trade with Belleville right near the trade deadline, so he'll get an opportunity to step in, and I'm sure Bud Stefanski doesn't want to take any chances with David Chant as well as he's played so far this year.
Here comes Blaine down. He's got a man with him. Down, moves right in, and a fight as Adam Henrik will go at it, and it looks like Eric Reitz is his partner.
Reitz really laid it to Kurt McSwain in the corner. Adam Henrik, his line mate and teammate, decided to stick up for him, and he might have gotten himself into a little more than he bargained for.
Henrik can't get his right arm loose. Reitz looking to get his arm loose. Henrik all tied up. He'll go down on the ice as he lost his balance, and Reitz got a good couple of right hands in on the young Adam Henrik.
Well, you talk about the Henrik connection, of course. Adam's brother Michael, a very successful career with the Barrie Colts before being a first-round pick of the Edmonton Oilers. And Adam, following in his footsteps, playing in the top prospects game, ranked by Central Scouting amongst the top skaters in the OHL, and here doing a little teamwork for a guy he's played with all season long.
Turcotte ties him up and does a good job of doing that. Swanson, much bigger player. McClement has the puck. McClement feeds it, shot, Flash scores! What a pass by Jay McClement to Paul Flash.
And sometimes it's a physical play that sparks a hockey team. I'll tell you what, since the fight, Brampton has applied pressure into the Barrie zone. Paul Flash sneaking in off the point. Jay McClement, picture perfect pass. One time off the stick of Flash and behind Koliakovo, and just like that, the lead has been cut to 2. Watch this play. You'll see coming to the right of your screen is Flash. You'll just see his stick as he sneaks in off the point. McClement puts it right on his tape, and it goes tape to goal just like that. Actually, I don't have that information in front of me right now. As for the Colts, they'll head to Peterborough for a game Thursday against the Petes. Lots of action for both clubs available here on Rogers Television.
Battalion travel to Ottawa to take on the 67s. They score! Jay Harrison rips one from the point. It's a 3-2 hockey game.
Well, there's that goal that the Battalion needed to get back into this hockey game. And I'll tell you what, Jay Harrison, who's been trying to exact a little revenge as far as the physical game is concerned, gets a chance to bring the Battalion to within 1.
So the Battalion down by a goal with plenty of time left on the clock. 14:53 left. And what a beautiful pass to get it back. Harrison does what we've been telling him to do for 3 games now. And that is shoot the puck low, shoot the puck hard, and hit the net. Battalion territory. 3-2 is the score here on OHL primetime as the Barrie Colts lead the Brampton Battalion. Shot right on, they score! Daryl Thompson picks up a big marker for the Barrie Colts, the 4th of the game, and a 2-goal lead.
Real backbreaker for the Battalion as Thompson is left alone at the face-off circle. He fires a wrist shot at Topping. Topping got a piece of it, but not enough of it to make the stop. And once again, the Barrie Colts have regained that 2-goal cushion. You see Thompson right at the dot. Quick shot, quick release, just like that. It's 4-2.
You got to believe Brad Topping wasn't expecting that quick shot. The Battalion bench, they'll take it over. McSwain wins the draw, tries to get it to McClement. Poked away, Barg is there to take it at center ice. Barg steps across, wrist shot right on. Again, a big rebound, and 2 rebounds. It finally goes in the net. The goal should go to Simon Barg, beating Brad Topping. And you know, Sammy, Topping has been giving up the big rebounds in the last few games, and that one comes back to haunt him.
The Topping was lucky that Stokes didn't bang home the initial rebound on that play, but Barg is there to get a second crack at it. When you get guys in the OHL who've been around for a while, you give them 2 chances, it's likely they're going to score, as Barg shows you. Barg with the initial rush, so he puts the shot on goal. Now watch, the big rebound comes right out in front for Stokes, who gets 1 whack at it, and then Barg follows it up with a backhand of his own. It deflects up and over Topping, and it's now a 5-2 hockey game. This one is all but over.
victories over this Brampton Battalion Hockey Club, but they've been close. This game has been much closer than the 5-2 score would indicate. Buckley will waste off the final second and a half. Tyler Harrison trying to get at one of the Colts players. That's Shannon. Andrew Shannon and Tyler Harrison. Nothing will really come of that. Referees in there quickly. Now it's Ryan Stokes and Grant Buckley sitting toe-to-toe.
Two clubs continue to exchange words as the referees, the officials that is, get in between them finally. So the Barrie Colts sweep a home-and-home series. They've won their third game in a row. As for the Battalion, they'll end this one limping, having lost its last 4 games.
Colts got to be happy coming down the 4-10 and walking away with a big victory only 12 hours after coming away with a 3-2 victory at home.
Well, Dougie, the Colts winless in 4 visits previous to this afternoon in the bunker. That's all changed today. They pick up the 5-2 victory.
We're going to come back with more on OHL Primetime. Stay with us on Rogers Sports. A 5-2 final. The Barrie Colts come away with a victory over the Brampton Battalion.